They took TK based to a Game 5 round 11, so you're definitely looking for this team to continuously fight for championships.
And I think it almost sucks for EnVy in a way that LG lost last night, because I know the guys were pissed. They did not think they should have lost to FaZe. They ran into a red hot FaZe team, and you gotta think they want to bounce back with a vengeance. Unfortunately, they're victims. Maybe Team EnVyUs. Yeah,
and you saw here, I mean, they were the first team here alongside FaZe warming up. So those two were getting scrims in. LG, not happy about yesterday, but here we go. Gibraltar, Hardpoint, we're on board with Classic.
Yeah, so they wanted that revenge against FaZe real quick, right? Already scrimming them right as they get in, but the opening moments, it'll be Octane that really has to turn around. He tweeted last night he had one of his worst series he's had a long time. Just started really slow. Even the game 1 starts out like 6-16. He's definitely looking to bounce back here after he struggled against FaZe, and well, he starts off 3-0.
Yeah, he's at 3-0, 350 points. Again, he's gonna get a little bit of extra points for every kill he gets in this hill. Great shots right there, but doing a great job staying alive. They're earning time, and you can see they have the spawn, but there's 3 down for Luminosity. EnVy gonna start earning some points themselves.
And with that 3 down, we'll see if EnVy will get an ability to maybe push through, affect these spawns. All the big thing, look at that number 1 on the minimap. John's going to spawn all the way out. It might actually be frustrating. He might get there in time to probably pick up the guy mid-map. Slasher should be shot in the back, and there you go. Yeah,
as soon as that happens, though, these guys know they have to go or they're going to get pinched. That's why you see the guys on EnVy start to turn around. But here's the thing now. As soon as those happen, now all of EnVy is spawning out. Will they notice that Temp is back here, though? You can see 3 yellow arrows trying to find Temp. They does get spotted. Octane on another 3-speed. Starting off 6-1 already.
Yeah, he's a guy that has very few off series. You don't expect him to have back-to-back ones. Starting out very, very strong here. He will get the assist on the player as well. Not able to get the gunfight win, but Slack there to trade it out with the pistol. Luminosity starting to open up a bit of a lead, and I don't want to say it's scary if you drop game 1 for EnVy, but one of their go-tos has been Hardpoint. They've been very good there.
Yeah, it definitely has been. I mean, they've been dominant on it, to be honest. They've been controlling the series, as you said. That's been their go-to. But EnVy, they try to push for that final 20 seconds. Here's the problem, though. They force Luminosity to spawn out. That's a big one-on-one by Hook, but JCap is still alive. But you can see those spawns still in Luminosity's favor, and that's okay with EnVy. They just have to find JCap quick on the other side of the map.
JCap's found 2 kills now. You think eventually he's going to get pushed out, but the longer he is a thorn in the side of this EnVy team, the longer he can influence these spawns. Finally, he drops, okay, both players spawn safe, so you're all right, but you never get set up in power positions before multiple players are coming in here from LG.
Yeah, you saw John already up the middle, Slack there as well. Takes down Temp, and that's scary. Now you can see that spawn cave coming in. Hookdo still alive, picks up 2. There's 1 player left of Luminosity behind them, but EnVy, they still get 1 more spawner. That was Classic, and there we go. Finally, they're safe. They can relax a little bit, but the attack from Luminosity is on the way.
Yeah, but I mean, that's huge from JCap, right? I mean, that ability to hold the position in the back, never allow EnVy to get set up, saved them probably 20 or so points that EnVy would have picked up, but like you mentioned, now they've got a nice little setup going, and some streaks for Slasher. He's heating up there. 1 more bullet he tacks on. He probably gets 3 on Slacked, but now is EnVy drop. The 15 or so final seconds will go the way of Luminosity. Another nice gunfight win in rotation from JCap. This is back-to-back Hardpoints where he's won those entry kills.
Yeah, it definitely has been. And, well, again, we talked a lot about Octane, but this is the other superstar AR in this match, and that's Slasher having such a good game, 9-5. And when we watched him play Gibraltar yesterday, especially on this turret hill, he was controlling middle and these middle stairs for so long. If his team controls mid, that's going to force Luminosity to really just fall right into his hands, but finally gets taken out.
Yeah, Slack gets a couple of nice kills, but he will be traded out. Pook now in the Hardpoint, trying to rack up some time. This is a good opportunity here for EnVy to bring this back. Trying to force their way out of cave is Luminosity, doing what they can do to contest, but Slasher getting in. They've got 2 actually in the Hardpoint right now, so they'll continue to rack up the time as they trade back and forth effectively. The spawns finally will flip for LG. But EnVy right back in this with a nice turret hold.
Yeah, that got a little scary there. Temp pushed through middle and pushed towards that cave, which flipped the spawns. EnVy, though, they recognize that as soon as they spawn on that low dirt street. Hook picking up some kills, getting the scrap time. Lead gonna switch to EnVy, but we're going into a next set of hills.
And I believe you have, what, 2 streaks for Slasher, 2 for Hook as well. Hook might be able to pick up in artillery as well, depending on how these next couple moments go. A couple players stacking there towards mid. He is at least able to find 1, but will drop then from Octane up in that top window.
What I love from Hook, too, is he's actually using that AR, right? So Temp and Classic are running those subs. Hook also, I mean, typically known for his submachine gun play, you know, a star player, but he can do it all right now. Again, EnVy have that middle control. They're doing such a good job. Temp trying to get spawns for this next one.
And And that's, I mean, it's an important player. The guy that is that second AR, that third SMG.
Yeah.
A huge, huge role on the team. On with Hook. He still has one streak to work with. Octane now giving a knife to Temp.
Yeah, you can sort of see EnVy's priority right now is to control the side of the hill, or the side of the map that they want where that next hill is coming. A streak comes in that allows them to get that scrap time, clears Luminosity out, and they now have full control as well as scrap. You can see Luminosity trying to get across that bridge and towards middle map.
And wow, I mean, what looked good for LG early has been all EnVy as of late. They've taken over this game, but still very, very close here as we're getting closer to that halfway point in this one. Hook just wrapping back and making sure nobody can push across bridge and maybe get behind Influence. He spawns, can't win that one. Shot's a little bit shaky, and Octane will get the better of him.
Wow, and Luminosity spawned behind them. So EnVy, they spawn out. Classic notifies it or notices it right away, but Slack picks up too, and just like that, control to Luminosity. Not sure what the problem was there, but that's the thing. That's why some teams just avoid Gibraltar altogether, because spawns like that can happen.
Yeah, I didn't see if there was someone that snuck in behind her, that both players popped there. Well, EnVy's going to be very frustrated with that one, but the good thing is they've been able to keep Luminosity out of the hard point for the most part. They don't get much time, and they get the clear. So that's a big clutch-up play from EnVy, because you got to be frustrated when that happens. You know, a little bit of a fluky spawn comes in that could cost you, but you get the break, and you still are able to increase this lead. Yeah, look at that again. Number one pops all the way over here by this hard point at the old one. His team scattered around the new. John's probably like, what the hell am I doing at old?
Yeah, and he's just trying to watch his kill cam right now. He's trying to wait for that hill to pop. He might get unlucky here depending on it. Nope, just watches it long enough. So what he's doing is he's waiting for that objective to pop. The game system is basically, we want to put you as close as possible to the objective. John recognizes that, recognizes if he spawns in, he may spawn at the old. So all of Luminosity on this Castle Road hill now. EnVy, what can they do to break? And as you said, that one spawn, well, that forces EnVy to invest into a streak, so that fighter pilot not on the side of EnVy anymore.
Well, now they get a couple down. They got a chance to push here. The big thing is that Luminosity not exactly in their power positions, as they're all kind of coming off a spawn right now. This is a good opening for the moment, but as Slack pushes through mid and flanks, he gets a couple. John holds the front, and LG continues to pick up time. 40-point advantage now for EnVy.
Yeah, 15 seconds left, and you can already see EnVy. They're trying to control middle so they can get that turret hill. They earned a big chunk of time here last time as well. And I feel like that is due to Temp and Slasher controlling middle. When they're able to do that, as I said earlier, that forces Luminosity to really have to come down that cave, which is so tough to do with those nades and tacticals on the EnVy side. So EnVy doing a great job here.
This is where EnVy sort of started their comeback, right? At turret. That's where they started to really make the plays. You talked about Slasher and his key position there on steps. He was getting it done the hard point as well, really doing everything for this team. Octane able to pick up one, but the rest of the 3 kills go the way of EnVy, and they continue to push out this lead. Slack, nice couple of gunfight wins for them outside of turret.
Yeah, that was big. Again, that's where EnVy was putting a ton of focus, was on those middle steps. EnVy, though, still getting time. Hook picks up 2. That's big for them, and they're okay with this. You know they have about a 50-point lead. There you go. Temp instantly runs towards that middle, but great shots out of JCap. Finally, some scrap time for Luminosity, but EnVy, they're going to rotate towards that middle hill.
That's really their first points on that particular hard point for Luminosity. That's one they're going to need to look at and see ways they can improve. Okay, well, here we go. Into another set of rotations. Just take a look at the kills at the top right now. JCap on a 4 streak. He may be getting kind of close to streaks. He actually has tacked on his 5th in a row there. Yeah, he needs very few points.
Did anybody touch it? He might be able to get this time. There we go. He got those 100 points. That's so huge. Big streaks. Yeah, great job by Luminosity. Nobody got jumped in, got a little startled. Slack, though, controlling top middle. He's on a 3 spree as well.
And that's considering how close this game is, the first set of streaks, I think, for LG, right? Yep. Everything we've seen has been out of EnVy. So finally, some extra utility to work with here from Luminosity, and maybe that's what it'll be that put this game in their favor. You know, when you saw early in the game Slasher and Hook getting streaks, that's when EnVy mounted the comeback. Maybe this is where LG starts to really get it done. I don't know if they're going to need the streaks. They're starting to take over here at the central hard point, but with 20 seconds left, the rotation's starting to begin. EnVy set up. John in position. Should be able to find a kill here. Hits the edge and does find one. Now here comes JCap.
Yeah, and those 2 players from EnVy spawn out. They call in that glide bomb. They're going to recognize that all of EnVy are basically out except for Slasher. They have to hunt him down fast. Slasher's just trying to buy time for his teammates as they attack from middle. There we go. There's Temp here to help him out. Slasher's still running around trying to find any of the Luminosity players. He basically saw them all. Great job by Slasher. Where is that Luminosity player going to spawn? He spawns out cave, but he bought enough time for his teammates to help him out.
Yeah, he bought time, and he got 2 kills throughout the course of that. That was huge from Slasher. I mean, who else do you want in that position with the way that he has been playing? Now Classic picks up the push in through artillery. Will be traded out, though. Couple players down for Envy. Temp at least able to finish it up. 4-point advantage now for Luminosity. Big gunfights going on near the hardpoint. Now look at this. So you're getting the remaining time here, and look where Hook spawns. So Hook all the way over to the next hardpoint. If he can get into a big position, this is like what JCap had the opportunity to do earlier in the game, where he was really able to delay.
Yeah, and they're going to see the 2 Luminosity players spawned out, so they're just trying to get across the map to help out Hook. Number 8, that's going to be Slasher. I'm sure he's going to get shot at. No, he snuck through as well. I don't think they know that Luminosity's over here, so that's going to let Hook notify him that, hey, players are over here. You need to try to find them as quickly as possible so we can get control of this hill. Game so back and forth. A glide bomb coming in as well. That'll let them know there's a player in cave. That came in from Temp, but there we go. Envy have spawns. A great job by Hook to rotate early.
Yep, and Hook immediately looks towards cave. I think he was in a gunfight there with JCap. Temp was looking to call in the fighter pilot, I believe, before he ended up ultimately getting dropped. But Luminosity doing a good job from the front, at least contesting, putting in some time, despite the fact that the spawns are controlled right now for EnVyUs. 202 to 200. Oh, it could not be any tighter.
Yeah, and here we go. Luminosity, they know they have to try and break this hill. This will put Envy at around 240. And that is very close to 250 and the win. There we go. Some big kills from John and Slack to some machine guns, but Slasher there to respond and just trading back and forth. Great job by Luminosity.
Envy, though, able to trade effectively as well. They can get these final 15 points. It would be big. Another rotation battle is on. Slasher starts to head towards the new hardpoint. He'll have 3 players. He's going to get flanked, actually. He's going to get shot in the back. So they'll be set up very nicely for the next hardpoint. But like you said, you're going to get to what? Little over 230 here for Envy. And how more perfect could this be? This is where Luminosity has been destroyed throughout this game. Yeah. Here on this final hardpoint in the rotations where they've struggled to get anything going at turret, and they need a final stand.
So as soon as Classic gets that kill on Slack, that's when those mortars are going to come in. You saw Temp trying to clear out cave, but basically they know that player that was in hill had to have run into cave to be safe. They pick up 3. Also a fighter pilot as well. Don't know if they had to invest in that, but they're going to see the spawns. Temp picking up 2 with that fighter pilot. They have full control of turret, but there we go. Luminosity able to respond and get that player out of the hill.
Luminosity somehow still in. You thought Envy with that full clear and the streaks invested, they might be able to close the game out, but you get a close spawn for Luminosity. You get right back in the hard point, and technically you are still alive. But Envy, if they can break, they can win it here. Just take a look at the minimap. Doesn't look like they're going to even attempt to do that. They're giving up this time to LG, and they're setting up for mid-map. It's all going to go here. You hear all the players starting to get hyped.
Temp is loud right now. You can hear him calling out 35 and 34. That is a ton of engagements on Gibraltar. Both teams trying to get into power positions for this center hard point. You see Luminosity just 9 points away, but Envy, they're in the hill, just 10 points away. Some big kills, 3 down now for Envy, and that's 4. Luminosity might be able to close this game out.
This might be it. They've got to try and get in. Nobody near the hard point. The final ticks go through, and Luminosity take game 1. Wow. Back and forth battle. I mean, it was an early lead for LG, then Envy took over. LG answers back late, and if you take a look at the total streak use, I only saw, what, 2 out of JCap, and then when you take a look at the other side, I think there were at least 8 or so streaks invested from Envy, so the fact that LG could withstand that and still pick up the victory, pretty big.
Yeah, and I think, obviously, I'm going to be excited to see the box score after, because I think turret had to have gone Envy's way, but I think middle went all Luminosity. The second and third time, Envy were just trying to play towards that courtyard hill. I think they gave up a ton of time. That allowed them to sort of make it around 190 to 190, you know, get back into the game. But a great job out of Luminosity to win that last set of gunfights that allowed them to get center control.
And that's big. I mean, we've talked about Envy, how good they've been in hardpoint. Now you drop there. You see Temp clearly frustrated there, talking over with the teammates. That's a victory you think you probably should have had. And that's, I mean, the big thing there, you give up the time at the end of artillery, right? You give up the final 20 or so seconds and you rotate to mid-map. I don't understand how they weren't in better position mid-map. When we take a look at it, Temp wasn't even, he was at kind of bottom steps, couldn't get to top control. Like, if you rotate early, like, why were you not all set up in power positions there to make a play? It just looks so easy for LG to get that clean 4 wipe.
Yeah, I think as well, you'd love to have that fighter pilot there, right?
That's
you know,
true.
that Temp,
that's true.
It does pick up too, but it sort of gave Luminosity a cave spawn. I would love to sort of go to the end of the game, see what happened in cave, because I feel like one Envy player had to have lose a gunfight, allows Luminosity to spawn there below that turret, you know, and give them that time. But that fighter pilot, I mean, if you have that for middle, it's definitely a win.
Well, that's when I thought the game was over. When they got the 4 down with the fighter pilot, or 3 down, whatever it was, I thought it was done. But yeah, like you said, you get that close spawn, and they broke almost instantly. If they were able to force that spawn out anywhere else, they might have been able to win it there. The game should have probably ended artillery, but it doesn't. And LG now bouncing back from their loss last night to FaZe. It's a big Game 1 victory over Envy. And now, I don't know. I still think the series has the ability to go the distance, but I didn't ask you this before, and I meant to. Envy has looked so good. They've definitely created some believers, but some still have their doubts, obviously. We know how slow they started and how horrendous they've looked at times earlier in the year. Does your belief in them depend entirely on how this series goes? Like, if they get 3-0 or there's some doubt, like 3-0, or if it's 3-0 and they're close maps, you're like, all right, they're there.
Yeah, I think just if they play close maps, which you already had one in game 1, I think they're here. I think Envy has arrived. I'm going to be very excited after, today to see them in Atlanta. I think they can be title contenders, honestly, if they really step up. Again, you have guys like Slasher on that team. If Hook and Temp can really show their guns, I mean, they are going to be tough to stop. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty split when they made the change, right? There were a lot of people like, how do you do that after a second of champs? But I think most of us, as far as casters and analysis, knew the capability of this team just back to AW with that denial roster. And I don't know. Yeah, I had them as contenders immediately. Thought it might take some time, and they have arrived. Well, they have seemingly arrived. If they go to get top 16 at the next major, then who the hell knows? Yeah, but here's the big thing. You have to put together a great performance across all game types because, as we know, in New Orleans and in Dallas, I mean, the best teams win those game 5s, right? But it's going to go the distance. So you have to put together a great game, not only in Hardpoint, but S&D and Capture the Flag as well. Well, Joey D, we're heading to St. Marie. I like that. I'll be honest, I didn't try to rhyme when that started, and then it happened, and I hated it. All right, here we go. Round 1. Luminosity up 1-0 in this series. Envy trying to answer back, but a stun comes in, and any pressure in towards that B site will be delayed for the moment. But no one got into B on the defensive end. 2 players got into red for Luminosity, but the site still open. And you got to think they're going to be maybe looking to retake this or maybe double nade on a bomb. Yeah, I think that's going to come from the flank. You can already see number 5, that's Octane going all the way around. Another player trying to creep up on their courtyard, that's John and JCap. So, yeah, this round, well, there is a nade going down on Classic. Are they going to nade it again? Nope, but you could see 3 players on Luminosity fighting on the flank. I thought for sure a second nade would follow that up. But that does not end up being the case. Temp able to trade one back, but Octane now coming in through ammo. That's easy pickings. Classic dead as well. They didn't realize this much was put in on the flank, and with the 3-man hit and 1 in top red, ends up paying off there for LG. I honestly thought the bomb was down already, and it wasn't. Well, no, when that first grenade went in, he hopped off it. Yeah. He thought, I mean, he assumed what we did, that a second would be coming in to pick him up. And that's the thing. If the bomb does go down, there are a lot of great positions in the site to watch the flank. You can just stand behind the bomb, but that doesn't happen. Luminosity, great defense on round 1. And here we go. Temp already into this B site. Complete opposite from Luminosity as Envy. Just get full control of B. Yeah, so you see a couple ways here to deal with it on defense. A full flank like you saw, or just a bigger presence on the B site into red. But you do have the man advantage here for Envy. You're looking set here to tie this one up at 1 apiece, but still, you got Octane and Slacked up. And Octane, I mean, a ways to go to streaks, but when you start out 3-0, certainly an opportunity here to play for him. Yeah, definitely. If you get the bomb down and then pick up 1 or 2, you easily sort of get a hold of those. But Slasher finds Slack. That's a big pick now. Envy, they just need to play together. Don't give up too much room, and that's okay. Even if this bomb goes down, that is not a big deal whatsoever. Still 45 seconds to really get that defuse, and that's what it seems like they're going to let happen. Slasher trying to find them. Don't want to get caught out here. And it does get caught out. Some terrible timing there. Octane able to pick up the first. Still 22 seconds to deal with, but they know he has to go towards this A site. I'm just curious how he's going to play this, because, again, working on these streaks. Doesn't appear that he's going to try and get this planted. Just playing for the streaks. Did spot 1 more. And Hook, you've got, what, 2 sub-players, unless they picked up an FG. Well, I guess Hook, I didn't see what he had. I believe he had a sub to work with. So you don't want to take a gunfight with Octane. No, definitely not. I mean, he's still further enough away, like 450. He has to pick up 2 in the next round. So they're just going to hope that doesn't happen. I like that play. They don't try to hunt him down. A great response from Envy, now 1-1. All right, now you saw the 3-man flank for LG last time they were on defense. Let's see what they opt for this time. Again, not trying to put anything into the site yet. Gonna throw some counter grenades here that should connect with a player. Yeah, but that first nade that sort of hit Octane, Envy I think got a little worried that a player got in the site, but they didn't. Now they have control of the tower. 1 player on bomb, but you can see what Luminosity's trying to do. 2 from the front and 2 from up top.
Well, they know they got 2 hit markers with the grenade, right? They think people are weak, and that may be the case. They just storm in. Octane gets the streaks. Now Slasher by himself. He's in trouble. That's not a gunfight you're going to win or even get a shot off in as John melts him top window. A couple impressive defensive rounds there from LG.
Yeah, and Octane, he's able to get those streaks. Like we said, well, they took the gamble to let him try to get 2, and he does get 2. And really what I didn't like from EnVy, they get the first pick. That player instantly gets traded, and they continue to challenge with Slasher not there. Slasher was going for a late flank all the way around that B site, or A site, sorry. They didn't wait for him. Those 2 get picked, and Slasher's left in a terrible position.
Well, they knew they connected with a couple grenades from Luminosity. They just wanted to hit that while they were still weak, and it certainly paid off. John tagged. We'll back down. Again, EnVy's going to have multiple players in sight. One, I think, jumped up top red, but Octane already wants to call this in. Does he see anything? He's got to spot it out. Not able to connect, so 1 streak expended. Mountain on most of the players there from EnVy.
Yep, now the attack's on. John gets into that B site. The glide bomb clears them out, allows them in. Some great shots from, I believe that was Slasher up top, but Slacked able to get 2. Hugh, though, with a great shot on John on that radio tower, but he's left alone in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, this would be for the ace, and they know where he is. Bomb is planted. It's not a lot of time to work with. I mean, it's tough to pick people off tower, but even right now, if you hit some miracle shots, I still don't know that you really have a chance.
Yep, and again, Octane's still 6-0. A great couple of rounds from him. He's working on the mortar strike. It's not the strongest streak, but hey, you'll take a pick every now and then, even if it's just able to get 1. So Hook just trying to find anything that he can. But again, a great response out of Luminosity. They knew that that streak would allow them to get into B. They instantly put that bomb down. That allows them to get this round number 3 on the board.
Final seconds tick away, and we'll see Slacked. He had a big performance there, so he's about halfway to streaks. See if he can pick him up and tag on to that fighter pilot we have from Octane. And this next round, I mean, Luminosity has been so good on defense. I'm just wondering what EnVy tries differently. Do you try maybe hit the A site? Do you, I don't know, do you change something up? Because they've been destroyed. Yeah,
both of these sites, though, they're both very difficult to hit when there's a fighter pilot in play.
Yeah.
So
oh, that's true.
Yeah, so maybe they try to get a quick B down and then try to back up towards that ammunition, just stay alive in that building. There you go. Some early nades go in. That's going to let EnVy know there's nobody in B once again. Luminosity, they're playing towards middle. Are they flanking once again? No, they're playing very conservative. This means they're probably going to depend on Octane and his streaks.
This time you get bomb planted, though. And I don't think you expended too many grenades if you're Luminosity. You should still have a lot to work with. Is Octane... Oh, my God. Octane gets the most fortunate timing in the world there.
Slasher.
Yeah, right as Slasher goes to push out.
And you can see what Slasher's trying to do. Once they attack B, he's trying to hit a late flank. That's the second round he's done that. But he's gotten caught twice. Great job by Hoot to get 1. Swing numbers towards this way and the second on Octane. Can he get the 3rd? He can. Just keep running at him. He's all right with that.
Okay. Well, that looked like it'd be around maybe falling apart for EnVy once Slasher dropped, and you had that 4v3, but Hook and Ammo just dominates. And then you see the one from Classic. So you got a plant for Classic and a kill. You got 3 kills there for Hook. So still some players working on some stuff here for EnVy, but a big round. I mean, LG takes that 3 defenses in a row. You start to certainly worry here about a collapse from EnVy. But that round proves huge. On the other side, LG, JCap still looking for his first kill. It's been the Octane show for sure.
Yeah, but there's the first adjustment on offense. Luminosity, they're hitting towards that middle street. Are they going to attack A? John, he's going to get spotted. That'll let Slasher know, hey, there could be someone middle. But look how quick Slacked went towards that flank. He did get spotted, does a great job staying alive. John wins a one-on-one, and Slasher wins the second one as well on temp.
And John now with 3 first bloods in 6 rounds. He's been brilliant in the opening moments. And now they're going to rotate this bomb over to A. I say Hook almost got an opportunity. If he somehow found both those kills. 2 players so tagged up through that mid-cut.
But again, those adjustments coming from Luminosity. That's a great play call. How has EnVy been playing defense? Well, they've just been getting into that B bomb site, investing 1 or 2 bodies into there. Luminosity attacks mid-street. Hook, though, he's able to get 1 and the second. He brings it back to a 2 versus 2. Hook on a 6 streak now. He's working on streaks of his own, and he's just winning some incredible gunfights. Classic in another one-on-one.
Oh, doesn't one of those Slack and you'll be able to get the better of it. If you're, oh my God, if you're Hook, you got to make a decision here. Do you just play for the streak?
Yeah, I think
you have to.
Yep. But he is getting hunted. John running right at him.
Wow, John.
That's a huge gunfight right there.
I mean, John had a massive round. He gets the opening 2 kills to turn it into a 4v2. He then wins this gunfight to make sure you don't get streaks if you're Hook. John, man, him and Octane, that pairing, what can't they do?
Yeah, and Hook, I mean...
John,
I don't even know if he should
have.
I don't know if he should have even peeked towards that middle. I feel like he should have just backed up through that hut. Maybe a bit of a mistake, just trying to earn streaks that round.
I think he's feeling invincible after the past couple gunfights he's been in.
Don't blame him.
All right, offense now again to Envy. Nades in once again for nobody in on B from Luminosity. Last time Classic went in and planted this very, very quickly. Looks to be the play as well.
Yeah, I would just keep doing it. If Luminosity is going to allow you to have it, why not plant that bomb? You know, it's a lot easier to defend that site. There's a lot of power positions, but let's see if Slasher can finally get some good timing because he's really been the key. Mortar Strike does come in. Not able to find anyone. I believe weakens Classic. Classic does get caught out. That's okay, though. 4 versus 3. There's another one, though. Slasher finally able to stay alive on the flank. Now a 2 versus 3 for Temp and Slasher.
Haven't hopped it yet. 20 seconds to go. Peeks it for a second, but they have somebody looking over him, hitting the edge-ish. Slasher trying to get away with his life, not able to do it. Now Tim, he doesn't have an FG to work with.
Yeah, he's got to win this first one. Bomb just started to get defused. Does win the first one in. Wow! Second. Great round out of Temp.
Wow! You know, I was thinking just the fact he had a PPSH there, like obviously from the doorway there in ammo, that's not the easiest gunfight when you have this, but he repositions, hits the edge. He's prepared for that player to be close. Yeah, what a clutch there.
I think Slasher made that round a bit more difficult. I think Slasher could have got away with his life, right? Like he wins the first gunfight on the diffuser, could have got out, didn't have to peek again, but hey, Temp clutches it up.
Envy's making every round difficult. Like, think about it. You have to have the 3 kills from Hook to get your victory on offense. You have to have the 2 kills there from Temp to get your victory on offense. Like, all of the round wins for Envy, I feel like they're so stressful, whereas Luminosity is just kind of cruising in their victories.
Yep, Envy, they're not in the B site. They know. Once Luminosity sort of goes A, you kind of have to respect that. So they're going to work that flank. Slasher, though, challenging from top middle. Trying to spot anything over that little window, but there we go. 3 players, maybe 4, going to flank on Envy. And Luminosity, they have to do something quick.
This is what we saw LG do on defense in their first round.
Yep.
It worked for them. Grenade in. Is there going to be a second one to follow that up? He hits him on bomb.
But look what Luminosity's doing. All 4 of them are just getting in. They're giving it up. I like that play. We've seen Team Caliber do this before. You can watch the flank from the bomb site. You have 1 player on bomb. That's JCap. And then all the other ones are sort of packed together. But it's a hard win. A great nade out of Hook.
That's big. That's big. They get him weak. They finish it. And now they're going to go. They're worried about top red. Slasher needs to go help. He's got to get there. Trying to get the angle. 1 more in the bottom. And there's the kill. All 4 down for LG and Envy. Right back in this. Oh, my God. Think about it, man. The game 1, so close. Game 2, the same. These teams matching up very well against each other.
Yeah, I mean, I like the play call from LG. They sort of noticed, like, it's a little too quiet right now, so let's all get in the bomb site. We can defend the bomb, but that nade comes in from Hook.
If you didn't have a grenade to work with there,
it's a difference.
That's so hard to kill JCap, right?
Yeah.
If he's able to hold that and just watch the flank, that round goes very differently. But, yeah, a couple shots in from, I think, 2 different players, and the grenade comes through, and that's the opening you need.
It definitely is. And Luminosity this time, they change up their defense as well. They're trying to get in a B. Hook, he gets naded.
Well, second A coming.
Yeah, players already traded out. 3 versus 3. Octane getting into B and JCap. But there he is again, Slasher. He's working A. So he's just telling his teammates, hey, let's go towards that A bomb site. I'm already in the defense spawn.
He's the Zuma with an FG.
Yeah.
Trying to get there as quickly as he can.
We're going to call him Slasher Flanks from now on.
Yeah, Slasher Flanks. He's trying to get there. Will they be ready for it is the question. He's got 1 right below him. Will he hear Octane?
Yeah, does he have Mountain on?
Will he see Octane? Oh, my God. He's right below him. He's got to hear him.
Yeah, he's got to hear that.
He's got to hear it. And he's going to be calling it a streak. Octane, Slasher should push this. Octane should be dead in an instant. Octane should be dead when he comes out of this. Yep. Octane got killed while he was in it. Slasher immediately goes down, knows he's calling in the streak, and gets the kill. 3v2 for LG. Can't win it, though. Drop shot from Cap.
I feel like the same thing, right? Like you win the first one, sort of group up with your teammates. They're challenging individual gunfights. Cap with another big one on Classic. The bomb isn't planted. 14 seconds left. Hook can't pull it off. I don't know, man. I don't know if I like that challenge out of Slasher. Just get back with your teammates.
Oh, my God. I mean, that's such a big round to win, right?
Yeah.
They use the fighter pilot. You have a 3-on-2 advantage. Yeah, if Slasher wins that gunfight, obviously things are incredibly different.
Yeah, we're calling him great, you know.
Oh my, and that's when you expect him to win against Cap, right?
Yep.
I mean, Slasher's been winning what feels like 99% of his one-on-one gunfights as of late. But JCap, he gets another kill after that too.
Yep. So here we go. It's looking like a B hit from both teams. Envy, they are going to get in. Luminosity's going to know that. You can see how they're responding. 2 nades, make it 3, getting set up from LG, but they don't connect with Temp. Temp, great job staying alive. There we go. They slowed down that Luminosity B hit.
They're able to back him up, and Classic can get to this power position here as he looks over bomb. They'll start to rotate. You'll have Hook mid-map. It'll then be slacked, I believe, on the opposite site towards A. I don't know what all Hook saw with the cross, though. Well, at least Temp definitely knows there's some pressure towards mid-map. Hook trying to tag him up there as well at Sandbags. And now Slasher knows what's up.
Yeah, and Slasher.
Slasher. Why did I say Slack? Slasher. That's names.
Slasher and Octane got into a bit of a duel, but it looks like they're committing to that bomb site. There we go. Temp finally flanks John 4 versus 3. Slasher, can he get anything over there? Classic trying to work the flank. He does. He gets one. Just one player left. That's slacked. Left all alone in the courtyard, and that's it. Great response at Envy. Great defensive round.
Round 11. Here we go.
Why not?
It's series everything we wanted, right? Close map after close map. And we'll see who's going to be on offense or defense here in a moment. But you gotta, if you're envious, you see heartbreak for 2 maps if you lose this.
I mean, yeah, Temp he just went right down the middle, you know? He just sort of peeks out of courtyard, finds John on the hop-up, and basically the setup from Luminosity breaks there. Let's see, how is Envy going to attack this? And it looks like it's going to be another B hit for them.
No nades connect.
I think
LG still has 2 players deep.
Yeah, I think they might have tagged Cap, so that's where they were playing a bit slow. So he backs off, but there we go. Luminosity, they're doing this again. Sort of 2 top, 2 in, but you can see John, he gets taken down. Cap as well. Hook challenging from the bond site, but a great job by Slack to pop up. Now 2 versus 2.
2v2, and you got the site. So a lot of time to work with here. Temp, don't overpeak that, please, God.
They gotta get the bomb, though. Look where the bomb is, right in front of Octane.
That's true. I don't know if they realized that for LG, though. I'm not sure. Temp needs probably 1 more bullet into Slack to finish that kill. Not able to do it. Octane trying to figure out what side to watch. I just see his arrow just keep popping back and forth because he's worried he's going to hit on the flank.
Slasher's going to go for this. I thought Slasher was going to go around for the flank, but he doesn't. He's actually challenging a double challenge shot. Drake.
Wow! Wow, they try to get a little bait and switch there. Don't get cute with Slack. He guns both.
Yeah, I mean, that's just such a tough position for Slack, like, or for those other 2. And again, a frustrating map loss for Envy. There was a lot of rounds where, again, just some individual one-on-ones from Slasher, some timings. You saw he got caught out twice by Octane. A great map overall, but you could see how frustrated Envy is.
I mean, they know it's two winnable maps. I mean, it could be 2-0 Envy, without question, but LG, you know, they're the more certainly established team so far this year when you look at performance and results. Definitely a bit more experience on that roster as a whole, too, and maybe that's showing a little bit here as they take the 2-0 edge after the close hardpoint. The nail-biting round 11 there in Game 2. Slack goes big. But I'll tell you what, if Envy's going to pull off this reverse sweep, it's got to start here with the CTF. Do they have the skill? Are they capable of the sweep? We'll find out after this quick break.
I look at it like any other match. Like, people think that we have bad blood and stuff like that. I don't really think we do. I feel like we're still pretty good friends. But going back and thinking in that moment when we lost champs, like, I think something had to be done because I played so well, and to not win the event, it was kind of hard to move forward with that team because I lost confidence.
I completely understood after Infinite Warfare's champs that it was possible I could get dropped. You know, I openly admit I played poorly at that event.
This is the big thing now. This is $700,000 and leading into another $700,000 stage and then champs. So this is the one that really matters.
At the end of the day, it's a business. It's not supposed to be, you know, friendships and personal and things like that. You know, Austin went out, made the roster if he wanted to. Nick happened to be part of it. We beat him once. My bad blood and my feud was over, and you know, now it's just another team. I don't really mind it.
I think it's kind of ironic that to this point in the year, I think we've been clear-cut the better team. You know, because especially they were the ones who initiated the roster move. They wanted that roster. We were kind of the quote-unquote scraps from their move, and you know, now here we are. So it's good so far, at least, to have won the trade. It seems like.
I expected them to do really well, to be honest. I expected them to be like a top 4 team easily. I just think it's more so my team's been underperforming, and that's why we're not the same caliber they are.
I think top to bottom, we're the better team. We have a better understanding of the game. I think our matchup is going to come down to vetoes a lot. If you realize what a team is good at and bad at map-wise, then you can win the series before the series even starts.
Right now, it's looking like they're a lot better than us. But like I said, if we just reach our potential, or even like 80% of our potential, we could easily steamroll this division.
Interesting to hear it there from both sides of this matchup, but for right now, it just seemed like LG had that slight edge over EnVy. It's still my question, though, over the long haul of this season, is that ceiling for this EnVy team maybe a little bit higher? I guess time will tell. Time will tell.
I think my favorite part of that was Slasher. Basically, after IW champs was like, something had to be done. I played way too good.
He very politely said, I was super good at champs.
Other people weren't.
My teammates weren't, which is crazy because we know how good John can be, and Cap. I mean, he definitely is hit or miss events, but right now they're getting the better of him. And I don't care what either of them say. Maybe not as much from Slasher's point of view, but there has to be a little bit of bad blood if you're someone like J-Cap. Like,
they feel good,
without question. Like to beat them, we'll feel a little bit better. Maybe bad blood's not the right word, but like. It feels better.
Yeah.
Like, I beat Slasher.
Yeah. Or I'm outplacing you guys.
Yeah, exactly. But God, I mean, this has been everything we wanted. 2 very, very close matches. 250 to 240, 6-5. Round 11 there in game 2, and then Arden Forest. I mean, this is somewhere where I think both teams have looked vulnerable at times. Remember back to day 1 of this week, I think is when Unilad beat Luminosity on this map. EnVy, I can't remember who they've dropped to, but neither team has looked impenetrable here.
No,
on Arden Forest.
Not at all. And I thought very early on this was going to be a bit of a faster paced Arden Forest. You can already tell 3 dead for Luminosity, just because I think both of these teams, they play at a very quick pace, especially when they get a few down just like that. So now Luminosity going to have to try to defend their base.
Now the big thing here is 2 spawn safe, 2 spawn Bell. Will EnVy be ready for this? Well, 1 sprints out of Bell and kills Temp right away. So I think they might have thought all 4 spawn deep.
Yep.
Not the case, though. So as of now, looks like they're going to be able to clear, but Classic and Slasher still here trying to make the play. Okay, Classic and Slasher wipe everybody. Unreal stuff there. Temp rotating back. It's going to be John now trying to make the play here.
Yeah, now John, he is left alone. Let's see if they're able to stop this flag. Nope, Slasher. He gets John, but stuns are coming in middle. Can they stop this flag? It doesn't look like it, and Clint, let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with Luminosity and see if they can sort of bring this back to a 1-1.
I have one heading. Solid broken. 10 player left here, John. We gotta get this kill. On mid. So
I'll come.
John, they're here. They're literally slow play for streaks, both of them.
I stunned them.
I got your mid.
Watch the right, John. Watch the right. He's right. We're gonna bait for each other.
One's on the heady. One's on the heady.
Ready.
I'm going elbow right now. Look in the right, John. Look in the right.
He's on the tank.
Push
He
up
got
mid.
me, man. He's on the tank. He's weak. He's weak on the tank.
On the peg.
I think there's a guy close right. Close right. Behind you.
Close right, Donnie. Close right, Donnie. Austin's 540.
Yeah,
Austin's
we
540.
gotta find him.
Nick has streaks too.
Could it be in our bunker maybe?
Yeah, he killed me and pushed up mid.
Austin, flank the
One
flag.
shot. Push. Bridge heady, Kyler. Kyler went elbow. 1 back bridge.
I got one on you.
Austin went broken, it looked like.
I'm broken. Okay.
1 could come elbow. I think 1 came elbow, Sam.
I saw one broken in his armor.
Elbow.
Someone back our base.
One's middle on me.
I have a middle push. On. In cabin.
Nick got me. Nick got me.
Spawn. Austin has streaks. He's bad pillar.
Two wood.
He's gonna go you. Austin.
Doubling no mans.
Austin's you.
I think I heard him.
You heard him. You. One cabin high. You dead.
Cabin out. There's 2 no mans. They're
three. I think all three, bro. I think all three.
I'm wrapping back.
Cabin high. I someone left bunker. Close left bunker. I'm absolute.
Whatever, help.
So one G. Jump right away.
Nice.
One side. One in bunker. Bunker has a bullet. Bunker has a bullet. Nice 3. Slasher. They have 2 sets of streaks here.
Yeah.
They have a two glides and 1 fighter. Or no, 2 fighters, 1 glide. Sorry. One elbow.
I'm pushing broken right now.
He has a mount now.
Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah. One broken. One that pike dead. Nice.
We're trying to cap.
Oh, nade. It's on their flag, John. Nade me back. Bridge right side, John.
He's close tank. One's on the bridge.
That's the bridge. Lay down. Kyler, right side. Push you right. I'm about to pull. Nice 3. Go.
I'm trying to get the OB right away. They're gonna strike.
Back bridge. You gotta challenge that and go. They're gonna streak, bro. Just challenge.
I tried.
They need their mid.
Pull out mountain here. Try and get him to waste the streak. I spawned bell. I'm pushing it. I still one their mid. I'm pushing bell elbow. One broken on me.
I just brought out mountain.
2 broken side.
2 broken side. Hold on.
One shot on their flank. Nick pushing elbow. Elbow pushed up. Nice.
I need a top side.
Our side second. Our side. Push bell. One shot. One bell. Push bell. One side. They're both bell. They're both broken. Push up, Sam. Yeah. He's gonna be to your right. Their side broken.
He's bell. Literally a bullet.
They spawned up. I stunned it. Nice.
He might back up.
He did. There's 2 in the base. Austin's hitting their mid.
No, Hugh.
Hugh's weak. Their middle. Hugh's weak to fire tank.
Might hit mid.
Alright, that was him.
There's one cabin 100%.
He's fire.
LG trying to fight back. They had a pretty good opportunity, but you heard the fear of the streaks, right? They know they're there. You heard them talking about pulling out mountain, the need to be even more aggressive and try to push very quickly because there were the fear of the streaks coming out.
Yeah, also very frustrating. You heard a couple sides there on Luminosity. I mean, really, Classic has been shutting this sort of attack down from Luminosity. Slacked at a 1-9, not the best scoreline.
He's having an accuracy game.
Yeah, he's having a very tough game right now, you know.
I'm never going to let Lamar live that down, the 1 kill half. But honestly, we've seen a couple be damn close to that. He hasn't been the only one. And Slacked is now 1 in 10.
Yeah, I mean, with the lead, right? Like, Slacked has to keep attacking. There we go. 2 down, and you can see they're starting to get that bridge control slasher. He's going to call in a streak to try and waste some time. Going to find 1, but is he going to find the second? JCap, he does.
That's huge.
The flag's also pulled as well. So Temp's going to have a huge 1-on-1 versus Slacked. Makes him very weak. There we go. Just needs a buy time for his teammates. As you can see, they're all coming up from cabin. Gets it out. And now you can see Luminosity have to overextend.
And I'd be pretty ecstatic on 1v1ing the 1-11 guy in that particular situation. You know, if someone doesn't have a whole lot of confidence right now, just been struggling throughout, but you have a chance here for your LG.
And he's getting flanked as well. He's getting flanked. They're going to pull it right at him. They're going to pull it at him because those guys are coming from cabin. And there we go. This is a great job if Cab can get out, but the spawns come in. Slasher stops the pull.
All right, but you at least get the return on the other side. So still a very close game. The theme of this series, it feels like we've said it 1,000 times, but I think I just want to remind you how tight these two teams are, how balanced this matchup appears to be. But, you know, we talked about it. You and I were kind of chatting during the listen-in, and I was saying, you know, I don't think a reverse sweep will happen, but it's possible. And you mentioned, hey, if we go to London Knox, you think EnVy's the better team there. I mean, their first Hardpoint loss is in game 1 of the series, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, London Knox Hardpoint, we've seen, especially Hook, just have a bunch of incredible games on that one. So if we do go there, that will be a fun one to watch. I'm sure John will have something to say about that as well.
I just wonder how you feel if you're 1-11.
You don't feel good, Clint. I can tell you that.
Well, here, Slacked. Well, that's been his life. Like, he's holding top, looking for an easy kill. As soon as he sprints out, Hook's like, hey, pal.
It's just frustrating. Yeah. I mean, because you obviously, again, you're not winning, so you sort of you're not able to slow down. But what I always tell, you know, previous teammates, if you're having a bad game, try and camp a corner. Just let the game sort of come to you. Maybe you're playing at a bit of a too quick of a pace, but they have 4.5 minutes, so a lot of time to work with. Slack, you know, it's not the end of the world. But there we go. Luminosity on the attack. A few spawning out towards Bell. They have to get these guys out of bunker.
You got to think. You've got the favorite side now if you're Luminosity. This is your time to try and make a play. As a teammate drops, it's just going to be Slacked. He's going to be peeked around the edge, and Hook finds another one there with the machine pistol before ultimately dropping to JCap. So, I mean, you have a ton of time. You're on the good side of your LG, so you still feel all right. But you have to remember, the big thing here is they need to get aggressive, but to a point where they can force out some of these streaks, because you still have those from EnVy. And they are not currently, it doesn't look like you've, what, maybe 1 or 2 Mountain players? I think I saw John was Mountain. John mentioned he was going to pull out Mountain in the first half. I think he's just stuck with his sense. Yeah,
so you saw Octane and Slack. They're the only 2 who don't have it. JCap and John do. But EnVy doing a great job holding middle map, and there we go. The attack's going to start, but that's a great job by JCap. Typically, when we see an attack start, it's usually from that ruin side. But EnVy, look at where number 7, that's Temp, already back bridge, blocked that spawn. JCap, the last one here, loses that gunfight to Slasher. But the help is there. Is Temp going to be able to get away with that? And Classic calling in an offensive streak.
Able to connect. And the flag comes out. But John trying to make the play. John's able to find one. Oh my God. Classic can't trade it. Classic takes too much time to find that kill. I don't know if he would have got out anyways because they end up spawning deep. But that sequence was interesting because you had that number 7 Temp all the way in the back of the base, so you know you're going to spawn them out. I guess they didn't think they thought they were going to spawn them more forward towards ruins because the 2 players that were near cabin side looked the other way. Both get shot in the back when the cabin spawn comes in. Just maybe an awkward timing, but that should have been a score for EnVy.
They might have thought as well if they did spawn cabin, we're going to overextend to our base. You know, they need a flag, so maybe they didn't think they were going to play defense there. John, though, running up through middle, has the help of Octane. Able to pick up Slasher, but there's one player left. That's who. He's going to be able to stop it. No, flag out, but you know there's still a streak. I believe it's a fighter pilot coming in from Classic. There it is, but all 4 players around, and he's only able to see 2. John able to stay alive with Mountain. This should be a tie game, but wait, flags out from Temp.
Yep, you got it out on both sides.
Yep.
John does, the Mountain pays off. He's stuck in it since the first half, and it does allow you, I mean, and maybe he still is able to make a play or someone's able to pick it up, but the fact he has it, at least it secures him to a safe position here. Now Slacked and company trying to soar forward. JCap trades it out. JCap pre-aims the window. 2 nice kills for him, but you still have Classic trying to work together with Temp to hold this in the back.
Yeah, I didn't even know Temp got it out, to be honest with you. I was like, wait a second. I was like, oh, tie game. Never mind. Just kidding there. Octane.
I saw it like right before we went to the streak.
Yeah. Octane trying to work this bell side. EnVy playing very defensively, as you imagine they would. They have the lead. They don't have to do anything.
I mean, these 90 seconds, the longer you stretch this out, the better it is for EnVy. You'll have a stalemate all day.
Yep, the nade comes in, but Temp staying alive. And they're trying to control Cave. JCap gets some great timing here. This could be dangerous for for EnVy. Just 2 players left. Classic able to get 1, not the second. A 1 versus 1. Slacked able to get it. There we go. He's going to tie the game. This is what's scary, though, as well. A relay is going to come in. Flag is out. Oh, no. If EnVy, if this is the way they lose this series.
It absolutely could be. John, though, lose that gunfight. John losing the gunfight there at least gives EnVy a chance to get in and get a touch, but Octane still trying to make the play. Slasher will drop him. Does this somehow turn into a counter for EnVy?
They didn't expect that player to challenge. Classic, though, he gets taken out. There's 1 player left. That's Temp. But the spawns, the spawns are going to help out EnVy. Oh, my gosh, a great shot at him. But the spawns are up, and there we go, 2-1. EnVy now have to go on attack.
Oh, my God. Everything fell apart. It looked for a second there like that could actually turn into a counter for EnVy. But like you said, flag carrier challenges, wins the gunfight, and things falling apart. 30 seconds remaining. LG looking for the 3-0. And it's looking that way right now. Only 2 players up for EnVy. No time to work with.
These players have to wait. No, Temp goes in. He has to wait for his team. I mean, I know there's only 20 seconds, but you have to wait for the spawners.
That's it. Wow. What a close series. EnVy has the edge for most of the game.
Frustrated.
I mean, the only thing you can take from this at least is, hey, we could have won all 3 maps. But yes, right after this series, all you're feeling right now is pain for EnVy. And you're looking at 2nd place. You're looking up at Luminosity in the standings.
I mean, yeah, that was a 3-0. But that was very close. I think all 3 of those games could have gone EnVy's way. But as you said, LG, both teams now 6-1. I don't think any team has gone 7-0, right? No team has gone 7-0 in either division, but these 2 at the top 6-1.
And I think that speaks volumes to just the fact that LG is still a little bit ahead. And that added experience maybe paying off because it's been a lot of clutch moments, right?
Yeah.
And that's where that extra time can pay off. But, oh, man, I hope this is a matchup that we're watching many times over the course of the year.